What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bookmarked. I'm your hostess, SherrysJoy, and I can't see because I have on fashion glasses today. I wanted to, accessorize. So anyway, I am going to discuss the next book that I read, which is in the Dream Harbor series. If you haven't watched, can't talk. If you haven't watched that video, please check it out. But in the meantime, this is going to be book 3 of the Dream Harbor series. It is called The Christmas Tree Farm by Laurie Gilmore. And this is actually the 3rd book, and it's my favorite one. I don't know what it is about book 3 in series were my favorite ones. I can talk a little bit more about that in a different video, but for right now, let's get into The Christmas Tree Farm. Okay, so this book follows Kira, who is not from Dream Harbor. She actually is from Georgia, and she's a Georgia Southern Belle, a debutante, comes from money, and she wanted to get away from money and living off of her family and all of that, daddy's money. So she purchased a random farm and moved to Dream Harbor in hopes of starting anew and getting away from, like I said, living off of family. So she goes there and she finds this little quaint town, and she's just like, what is happening? Why are these people so weird? And she's just kind of hard, she's like, yeah, hi, I just want my coffee type of thing. And then she meets Ben. And Ben is the brother of Jeannie, who was the main character in the first book, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. She's the owner of the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, so her brother comes to visit for the holidays. And, Kira and Ben are like oil and water. He's all like, hey, let me help you. And she's all like, no, I can do it myself. I don't need your help. But maybe with a little less sister attitude. But here we go. So it's your another romance story. And it gets spicy, and it gets very cutesy, and it is very cheesy. But you know what? I read it in a day and a half. It's how many pages is this? It's 28 chapters and 350 pages average. And it was really good. And do I recommend it? Yes, because I just do, and I gave it a 5 because I kept turning pages, right? So it's cheese, it's all that, it's spicy, but it kept me entertained, seriously. And I hope you enjoy that. And I'm very excited because I went to my very first book signing event this evening actually, and it was to see Miss Laurie Gilmore for her 4th book in the series, The Strawberry Patch Pancake House of the Dream Harbor series. Don't quite know what this book is about because I haven't read it yet. I just got it, and it's signed and personalized. Let me show you. See? Personalized. So apparently this book follows a single father, and he moves to the town. Everybody's always moving to this town, and he opens up a pancake house. I don't really know, but I'm very excited to find out. And let me tell you a little bit about the book event. My very first book event, I wasn't sure what to expect. There was so much happening, but it was in this cute little bookstore. Well, it wasn't in the bookstore. You go upstairs to their little conference room, and there were people everywhere. So I was already registered. You get your book, and they tell you what to do, where you want it. They show you where it's going to be signed, and then you fill out this little cute little post-it note of what you want it, of your name, so she knows how to spell your name. She doesn't do it incorrectly. And then there was a little Q&A session where another author came out, and forgive me, I can't remember what her name is because she was a stand-in for the author who was actually supposed to be there. There was an emergency, so they had to make some changes. But anyway, so the other author came out, and she was doing a Q&A section. session with Laurie about like her inspiration and what made her, write these books. And so she was just basically saying what her inspiration was, and Gilmore Girls was like her favorite show. She got a lot of inspiration from like Taylor Swift's music and other romance novels. So it was very evident to me, I will say, as I'm reading this, I do like it, but as I was reading this, it was very evident that this is fan fiction. I'm not sure. So it is. She was like saying all of her influences and her characters came from this show, her character came from that book, and she kind of like mixed it all together. And she did admit that she only reads romance novels, and I thought that was kind of weird for a writer to only read one genre, but there's nothing wrong with that. To each his own, right? We all do our own thing. But she was very nice, and she carried herself. She presented herself very well. She was very down to earth. She was very girl next door-y. She was herself. Her persona was great. She was very cheerful, very happy. We had a small conversation. I told her, how I just came across her first book at the store, and I like almost, I fell in love with the series and I blew through it in like 2 weeks. It's great. I even asked a question, during the audience Q&A, so it was really good. So I appreciate all of you and all of your likes and all of your views and all of your advice. Thank you so much. I hope this was, a step up from what I normally do in explaining the book a little bit more. I am trying to be, better at what I do. You live and you learn, and you do these things every day, and practice makes perfect. So thank you for sticking with me. I truly appreciate it again. I am SherrysJoy. This is Bookmarked. I am half of the DigiKast. You can find me on Instagram at BookmarkedSJ. I am on Blue Sky as SherrysJoy.BlueSky. Just SherrysJoy on Blue Sky. You can also find the DigiKast here at the DigiKast 1 on YouTube. We are on Spotify, Instagram, Facebook as the DigiKast, and you can check out our Amazon affiliate page where you can find all the books that I like and all of our suggestions. Awesome stuff. Thank you so much again. Love the world.